Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to Talent Connect. I'm really excited to be here and even more excited to announce our next speaker. We started the morning with Dan giving a high-level perspective of talent acquisition both in the past and into the present. And Parker then followed the way with what we're doing in the mobile world. I now get the great privilege of being able to introduce our next speaker. Jeremy Roffe-Vidal joins us. He is currently the Global VP of Talent Acquisition at Capgemini. And Jeremy asked me not to focus on a very lengthy bio, maybe for one of two reasons. It was either because he's modest or potentially because it makes him sound old. I actually think it's the former. So I'll spare you the details, but not very long ago, Jeremy was appointed the youngest ever head of HR within the CAC 40 in France, and has made a very impressive career, not only as the head of HR and a leading thinker, but also having written a number of books. My French is absolutely horrible. I would otherwise pronounce those books for you, but what I can tell you is that all three of them are available on Amazon or through your local bookseller. So hopefully you'll take a look and read one of Jeremy's books. Jeremy also happens to be an onophile. He's a big fan of French Bordeaux and a self-confessed sport addict. So without further ado, let me introduce Jeremy, who's going to spend some time looking into the crystal ball, telling you a little bit about what talent acquisition looks like 10 years from now, and how today is just the very beginning of our journey. So please help me welcome Jeremy.
Thank you very much, David. Indeed, you make me feel very old. Especially because I see many very young people in the room. So when I look around, I see many familiar faces. So I'm not the only HR person in the room. And for the people who I know, I would appreciate if they don't fall asleep during my presentation. It's quite dark here, and you have heard two very nice presentations. Now, the next 15 minutes I will talk about recruitment, and I hope that what I will present will resonate with the HR professionals as well as with the LinkedIn users. I'm going to talk about two companies, LinkedIn and Capgemini. We share the same DNA. We are both large service companies. We are successful, and we both want to shape the future. So why do we fit together? Because on one side we have 130,000 employees who want to shape the client, transform and make clients progress. And on the other side, we have over 200 million people in LinkedIn who want to personally transform and progress. Looking at Capgemini, I believe we are an employability machine. We are 10 billion in revenue. We are specialized in IT services, BPO, and consulting. We look at about 1 million candidates every year. We recruit over 30,000 candidates every year. We issue more than 23,000 of work permits every year because we operate in more than 100 countries in the world. And guess what? Technology changes, and we have seen that this morning. Technology changes so quickly that we have to invest a lot into training. In fact, it takes 20,000 of training hours every day to keep up with the changes. So I generate close to 4.5 million of training hours every year into my workforce. So this is not the close encounters of the fourth kind. This is our reality. This is my reality. So how do we make it work? In France, we have an expression. Yeah? It's, I could have taken the Bordeaux expression, but it's, in France, we say we have to drink our own champagne. I would think, like in the UK, you would say, you drink your own Pimm's or ale. But in essence, it means that you use the services which you sell to your clients. And in my fact, it would be that we have HR BPO capabilities and have a dedicated force in Calcutta and in Poland of over 300 HR professionals who help my HR teams, about 1,500 people around the world, to operate every day. These are actually the people as well who make LinkedIn a success in our firm. So you may be thinking that I have the best in-house HR system in place. You are wrong. In fact, I have 130,000 employees and 130,000 IT professionals who give me advice every day. And believe me, at the end, you don't have much. So it means that I rely on the success of LinkedIn for my recruitment and for my talent teams to perform. So let's be frank, the arrival of LinkedIn in the company landscape had a double effect, a boost and a kick. A boost because we all know that recruitment will never be the same again, neither for the candidate nor for the recruiter. And a kick because every day we all try to improve the quality of our candidates, every day we try to improve the time to hire, every day we try to reduce the onboarding attrition, while, of course, spending less and less money. So how do I see LinkedIn going further? Somebody told me that LinkedIn will be the #1 recruitment portal in the world. I guess you are already. It's just a matter for LinkedIn to believe in it and wanting to be, and of course there will be. Somebody told me that LinkedIn had a brighter future than Apple. I have a different view. In fact, in my eyes, when I look at Apple, I see it a wonderful and fast Porsche, or like an Aston Martin, I would probably say here in the UK. Or my wife would say Punto, but okay, Fiat Punto. But LinkedIn is a key, a special key. Probably my daughter would say, 60 years old, yeah, she would say a magic key. It's a master key with the ability to open 1,000 cars. So if you want 1,000 Porsche, 1,000 Aston Martin, or 1,000 Puntos for my wife, yeah, you can use the key. So in essence, my presentation is not at all about how we can increase the number of LinkedIn users, but to provoke your thoughts about how to use the key. And we'll give you 6 thoughts. And frankly, maybe you choose other ones, yeah? But the idea is about how do I use the key. First thought. Doesn't LinkedIn know our employee base better than the line manager, HR managers, or me? And if I just take me as an example, we have over 100,000 employees on LinkedIn, over 100,000 employees. And the number grows every day because we recruit out of LinkedIn, and of course, LinkedIn is increasing. So much unused information. So it would be incredibly valuable to use this information for both, for me and for the employees. And imagine if I would pull that data into my HR information systems. I see Ariel getting a shock. That would be a new revolution in terms of systems, a new revolution in terms of data landscape. It would be probably a big data intelligence machine. First thought. Second thought, doesn't LinkedIn already know our employee before we actually hire them? Let's take an example. A LinkedIn user gets active on LinkedIn to connect with a recruiter and potential employers. LinkedIn knows. We don't. The LinkedIn user will perhaps get interested in Capgemini. LinkedIn knows. We don't. This person now starts to get really interested into Capgemini. That was, of course, before your mobile tool. LinkedIn knows. We still don't know. So let's imagine if LinkedIn would merge with a recruitment firm. Nothing crazy there. If you think that most of the recruitment firms are actually using LinkedIn, and I'm thinking like every time I'm presented with candidates from the best headhunters in the world, 80 to 100% of these candidates actually come out of LinkedIn. So would this change the recruitment landscape? Each recruiter would have access to a real-time, already qualified succession talent pool for every single role within the company. So a job doesn't have to be vacant, but you already have a pool available. So that is succession planning, real succession planning. I think this is nothing crazy, I believe. Third thought. Doesn't LinkedIn already know the employee who resigns in the next 6 months? You link it from the other side. Once again, LinkedIn knows, we don't. Isn't this the Minority Report, and I'm sure some of you have seen the film, in reality? Imagine if LinkedIn knows how to evaluate employee engagement, simply through employee surveys. And many of you are probably conducting them, so do I, every year, in which we track engagement. Collectively, not individually. Everybody knows that the employee engagement correlates with personal performance. So if the personal engagement drops, the company can act and prevent low performance for the company. Like Minority Report becoming reality in our companies. So are you still with me? Yeah? So it's 3 further to go. Let me take the 4th one. When I started my career, I learned that in an interview you needed to look at past performance to predict future contribution. I don't think that this has changed. It is in essence the ability to contribute in a role which is outlined in a resume, not how you have performed. Let's imagine if the resume is completely replaced by a personal competency map. No resume anymore. You don't send a resume for a job, but only what you are truly able to do. You send a document which demonstrates what other people think of your competencies. Only recognized contribution counts, not if you have survived in a job. So let's imagine how easy it would be to evaluate sales managers. You only look at how clients are evaluating them, regardless what type of experience they had. 5th thought. We have all seen this candidate, perfect on paper, but when you meet, you exactly know this is never going to work. No cultural fit. So who knows the culture of the company better than the employees? And guess what? Who are the employees connected? Of course, on LinkedIn. So let's imagine if you take all your employees who have more than 5 years of service and look at patterns. These patterns become the recipe of a successful candidate into your company culture. Let me give you a 6th thought. So, and I'm not entirely sure if the 6th thought is I like or dislike, but let me give you that idea. Imagine if you could merge eBay and LinkedIn. You could create a people platform in which you price your contribution at a specific salary. Example, somebody else got the job you wanted. Well, you just underbid. That's it. It would be employment as a service. I'm not sure if this thought is a great one or a frightening one, but it is a thought. Yeah? And as business leaders here in the room, I believe it's just a matter about what are we going to do with the key. And I think LinkedIn has given us an opportunity of owning a master key. It almost becomes not an opportunity, but I must say a must to succeed. Over 200 million have entrusted LinkedIn, and it's for us to bring it forward. So to close my speech, I would like to give you a sense of urgency. I believe the future has started yesterday. We have over 200 million people who are waiting. We are late. We need to move now. Take your key and think what you're doing with it. Thank you very much.